deep within you. I'm just a singer in a rock and roll band. Hi fans of high quality entertainment, sorry about that. Didn't know I was filming. It's finally time to rank the 7 core Moody Blues albums. I've always admired, respected, and really liked the Moody Blues. Since the early 70s, when one of my older brothers had this on vinyl. And one of my all-time favorite album covers, actually. And then, like I said, in the 80s, I bought Long Distance Voyager and really liked that, and liked their hit singles, but I never really dug deeply into all of their 60s albums until the past few months with the CD exchange with Glenn Kellaway from The Basement. Thank you, Glenn. So I've been kind of obsessed with the Moody Blues for the last few months and wanting to rank the albums, but I didn't want to rush it because I love all 7 of these albums fairly equally, although, you know, I am ranking them, so I guess not completely equally. But let me just say, even number 7, the 7th album in the ranking, I still love. And not everybody's going to agree with my ranking. This is just my own personal ranking. You'll have your own. And here we go. Number 7 for me is the Moody Blues 7th Soldier, which I love. My favorite songs on it are New Horizons, For My Lady, Isn't Life Strange, and I'm Just a Singer in a Rock and Roll Band. And before I get to number 6, I should have said this in the intro, but all 5 of the members for the core albums are so talented. And Graham Edge, great drummer. Of course, he wrote some of the songs. Mike Pinder, I feel like he's the heart of the Moody Blues in the early years. Love his songs. Ray Thomas, I never realized what an amazing voice he has. Love his vocals. And then, of course, Justin Hayward and John Lodge. Just such talented songwriters and singers and musicians. And Justin Hayward is a very underrated guitar player too. Number 6. Yeah, at one point this could have been easily in my top 2 or 3. But like I said, I love all of these albums so much. Number 6 is A Question of Balance. And of course, I love their album covers too. My favorite songs are Question, Melancholy Man. I love the balance. It's just an amazing end to the album. And Don't You Feel Small, and The Tide Rushes In. Yeah, just great songs. I have that one song in the back of my mind, So Deep Within You. Now, number 5 is going to surprise some people. And somebody out there is going to complain and tell me I'm wrong. But this is number 5. It's a 10 out of 10 album. Days of Future Past. And no, I have nothing against the orchestral music. I love it. I love the whole album. And the other thing is, I think this was the first prog album. And I think the Moody Blues were the first prog band. There's going to be somebody out there disagreeing with me, but I can have my own opinion, thank you, and you can have yours. There they are. So, you know, basically all of the songs that they sing on here I love. Dawn is a Feeling, Peak Hour, Tuesday Afternoon, and of course, Nights in White Satin. And of course, I need to mention their excellent producer, Tony Clark. All of the Moody Blues albums sound amazing. So he was like the sixth member of the band. Number 4, which at one point was number 1, and I believe for Scott from the Prog Corner, this is his number 1. You should check out his rankings too. The Moody Blues to our children's children's children. That's exhausting to say. Yeah, for me, for these 7 albums, there isn't one bad song. You know, there's some songs I like more than others, but they're all great songs. And at some point, I'm thinking possibly of ranking all of the songs on these 7 albums. So my favorites are Out and In is one of my favorite Moody Blues songs. Gypsy, Watching and Waiting, and yeah, I Never Thought I'd Live to Be 100, and I Never Thought I'd Live to Be 1,000,000. That is number 4, 10 out of 10. What do you think is going to be number 1? No. Now this one's kind of gone up in my ranking. It is at number 3. It is On the Threshold of a Dream. My favorites are Lovely to See You, Have You Heard, parts 1 and 2, So Deep Within You. You heard me singing that earlier. And yeah, they're all great. Dear Diary. Yeah. They're all very unique singers, songwriters. They're just amazing. Now this one, at number 2, is the only one of the 7 that I kind of knew since the early 70s. Of course, it's Every Good Boy Deserves Favour. And I always really loved The Story in Your Eyes. But the rest of the album, it never really got to me. Like, I never took it all in back when I was younger. But listening to it especially the last few weeks, it's just gone up in my rankings. And I love every song. I think it's the most underrated Moody Blues album. The Story in Your Eyes, of course. Emily's song is beautiful. After You Came, Graham Edge wrote that one, and it rocks, especially near the end. Just great. And my song, One More Time to Live, You Can Never Go Home by Justin Hayward, My Song by Mike Pinder, I love. The way their voices blend in all of these albums, just gorgeous. The Moody Blues, one of the best bands ever. And I got a lot of these comments in my community yesterday. A lot of people did choose this one, as I have, In Search of the Lost Chord. Ride My Seesaw. Now that song rocks. Once again, like I said, Justin Hayward, very underrated as a guitarist. Legend of a Mind. Timothy Leary's Dead. Yeah. Voices in the Sky is gorgeous. Om. The last track is excellent. Yeah, I love this album. One of the great 60s bands, well, one of the great bands, and one of the best 60s albums. Any one of these, actually, that were released in the 60s. And Seventh Sojourn, like I said, even though it's in 7th place, I still think it's excellent. I'm done. I'm done ranking the Moody Blues 7 core albums. I did it. So yeah, I would love your thoughts on the Moody Blues and your favorite albums. And also, I've never listened to Octave, because they didn't break up, but they stopped making albums for a few years. Then they got back together. And supposedly Octave isn't quite as strong as these albums, but I do want to get it sometime. And Long Distance Voyager I definitely want to get, and maybe even their later albums too at some point. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.